Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tvshka. I'm here with Dewayne Hornbuckle, screen actor, but unfortunately, not didn't get any lines in it. But he acted in Echo, and so Dewayne, man, how was that experience, and how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great today. And the experience overall, it was just an awesome project to see. Not being familiar with film industry and stuff like that, but hearing from other cast members, makeup members, wardrobe design, everything, how they kind of went all out and went that extra mile to be authentic.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, you didn't have to do too much hair, but I know
Right.
makeup. I know you sat in the makeup chair, and yeah, man. So you're Choctaw and Cherokee,
Yes.
and in the show, you play the Choctaw chief, or do you
Actually, I
know
played
exactly
the
what your character was?
actually I played the Cherokee chief.
Or Cherokee
Um,
chief? Yeah. Sorry.
yeah, and yeah, talking about makeup a little bit. There wasn't a whole lot of makeup, but I have lots of tattoos,
Mhm.
and to be period accurate, they were too detailed, so they
Right.
spray painted over them and then stuck new ones on. So yeah,
Yeah, you got retatted, man.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, man. I know. I mean, as a tribal member, man, it was super exciting just to see representation on screen, for us to have our own superhero, to hear our language, and also see stickball played. I mean, I know I played just kind of with the exhibition games during Labor Day growing up. But so for you all, I mean, as the stickball group, I know it's grown leaps and bounds over the last 10 years. But I mean, how cool is that to kind of for you all to get your shine? And then did you actually get to get out there and play with them, or did they just stick you in the stands?
yeah. Actually, when I went down, got the call, show update, all this stuff. And I was going to be one of the stickball players. Then when I went to wardrobe, they said, "No, we've got something else for you," and created the wardrobe right there on set. The big buffalo hide laying out, and they measured me, cut it out, and threw it on me. So I didn't get to play any stickball on film. There was some, in the mornings when we're getting ready, waiting to catch the buses over there, and in the evenings at the hotel, if it was still daylight, we get out there and toss around. But yeah, it was just awesome to because they had probably with that scene, the stickball scene,
Mhm.
probably 300 extras on set from all
Good.
different tribes from all over the U.S. So they were all curious about stickball and how what was portrayed in the show was different from what we do now,
Hmm.
and there's differences between tribes, all similar, all kind of the same origin, just throughout the years has evolved into different sports.
Right. Yeah. Because the Iroquois, they just use the one stick. And so
Right.
that's what lacrosse is based off of. And that's one thing I really noticed too. And I know for Choctaw and Chickasaw, we just use the one post. But
Right.
in that scene, in the 1200 scene in Echo, they actually had two posts and you had to run through it. So was that more Cherokee, or is that just, kind of an
I'm
earlier iteration of it?
I'm not really sure that it was specifically Cherokee.
Okay.
Um, and some of the stories I've been told, different tribes, different regions had their own,
Mhm.
different type of scoring, different goals. Some there was a flat board you had to tap. Then later
Yep.
on, they went to the single pole. But a lot of times you had to run through a little arbor. They would take two trees and bend them over, and you'd have to run through that to score. So
Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't go into a lot of detail about the history of stickball during the show, but it's probably not uncommon that two tribes had different styles of
Mhm.
stickball and would come to an agreement on how we're going to play this game.
Yeah, yeah, that's where home field advantage would definitely
Yes,
kind of come into
yes,
play. Yeah, because as soon as I saw Lowak kind of run through, I was like, oh, what are you doing? That's cheating. Like, come
yeah,
on, like you got to throw it from a distance, man. You're not gonna be able
right,
to get up there that easy. So I don't know. Maybe the Cherokee centers or guards were just not in place, but
yeah, yeah.
um, but yeah, man. So for the set, I mean, did they have you in a volume? Was it out in the open air? I mean, kind of what does that look like construction wise? Because I mean, of course, there's a lot of CGI because it's coming in from the river, kind of crest over the hill, and it shows the Moundville basically. But yeah, for that stickball field, was that just real tight knit, or was that something outside?
It was it was a little tight knit compared to a normal. We usually play on a 100-yard football
Yep.
field. But yeah, we were out in the field on a farm,
Okay.
and they built. They built the huts, they built the surrounding structures, they built the arbor that we were in. And I would say on set, the field was probably about 50 yards long, but with different angles. And a huge blue screen behind it to include the vastness of the village that we're playing in. But yeah, everything was like we ride there on the bus, and you're kind of coming through the weeds, and over a hill, you come over this hill, and there's a whole village there. And I don't know how much time that took, or how much sand and dirt they had to haul in, but yeah, it was all outside. We filmed in mid-August in Atlanta, so it was hot, it was humid. And we joke about it, but the first day of shooting, everybody, a little modest, trying to pull their loincloth as far as it will pull.
Yeah.
And by the third day, you're using it as a fan because it's hot out there.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah. I mean, you guys should be used to that. I mean, come on, you're playing in Mississippi in July.
Yeah.
You're playing back home, Tvshkahomma there in September. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, I'm surprised we didn't hear too many stories. I only got to catch one game this Labor Day festival, but surprised I didn't hear too many stories as far as you guys going out there. So, did Marvel kind of have like not a non-compete, non-disclosure agreement to where you couldn't say shit for a while, or what?
Yeah. And actually, when we filmed, we're kind of in the dark because we did several different endings to the game. I know there was one scene that wasn't in the show at all, where the big guy, our ringer that we called in, he actually breaks his neck and is killed on the stickball field. And yeah, and I was kind of excited because I'm like, well, yeah, we lose the game, but we had this fallen warrior, and he gave it his all, and then that wasn't even used in the show. So there's a lot of things, kind of keep it secretive. Of course, they take your phones, so you have to put them in a pouch so nobody can take pictures and stuff like that. But they want to keep everything kind of in-house. And it was even a surprise to us, the ones that were in it, when we saw it the first time in Durant.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so that's another thing, actually. They actually did the premiere whenever they released the trailer. They're at the Cultural Center. So what was that like? Because unfortunately, because of the strikes at that time, the actors weren't able to be there and kind of promote the film, but the directors and writers were. So Stephen Paul Judd was, Choctaw artist. But just kind of seeing basically Hollywood kind of come into Durant. I mean, how did that feel, and what was that premiere experience like?
Oh yeah, it was a little overwhelming because we've had grand openings and stuff like that for the casino and soft rollouts for different things. And the funniest part about it was because they had the red carpet and cameras and bus people over, and we had a little presentation dance demo at the Cultural Center. Then everybody went over to the district and watched the first 2 episodes. But for some of the people that were in the film, actually, they were more impressed with the free popcorn and candy when we got to view the movie. So,
yeah, I know our boy Pinty was probably eating all that
up. so you hear all these natives after the film, their coats rattling and jiggling because they still got Skittles in their pockets.
Just shove it in the pockets.
Yeah,
I bet JJ, Pinty, the whole lot. Andrew probably doing the same. Yeah, that's awesome, man. But yeah. But before we leave, I definitely want to kind of rewatch your scene, man. Which I don't know. I didn't see the credits. So Marvel, get at it, man. Come on, credit our boy on this. Because I mean, you did.
Yeah,
you did the best head nod.
Until you'd mentioned that, I never watched the credits. On other films or other shows, if I know people in it, I'll watch the credits to see their name in there. But on this one, I didn't watch it. We had a little watch party at my office with our youth kids and youth stickball, and it was a school night. Didn't come on till 8 o'clock, so we're there till midnight, and they all had fun.
Man, and I think that's the biggest thing too. So talking with my sister, kind of about the, Echo experience. I mean, it's just, we couldn't imagine just being a kid right now and having that representation, having those role models, having something visual on screen, not just telling your tribe story and culture, but also like giving you that kind of inspiration. Because to me, like now that the doors are wide open for the tribes to be involved in Hollywood. Whether that's Tulsa King, Bass Reeves, Killers of Flower Moon, anything of that nature. And so now with you guys doing Echo, I mean, specifically it being about Choctaw, I mean, really like just kind of kicks those doors open, because we know Echo's going to come back home at some point, right? She may be going to the Defenders and battling, Kingpin and everybody else of Daredevil and them, but she's going to probably come back to Tamaha. So, I'll definitely be trying to get my name on that call list next time too.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was great. I have a son that's 6 years old, and he knows all about Marvel and all the characters and all that stuff. So he actually probably knew more than me going into it.
Right.
And caught up pretty quick, because most people on set, even the extras, they were Marvel people. They followed everything. So to let kids see that, hear the Choctaw language, see people that they can relate to, people that they know on a Disney production, on the screen, being promoted nationwide, worldwide, it opens their eyes that there is other opportunity out there.
Definitely, man. And yeah, we appreciate you guys being a part of that. Before we wrap up with our segment, we'll go ahead and watch through your scene, brother.
A lot of people, no? Mijito, you ajanuda.
That's right. Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Head nod. What's up? Yeah, come on, get him.
Yeah. And we did several takes on that, and one of them I did a very exaggerated lip point, and they didn't use that. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I love you telling us about the broken neck, because now that just adds more evidence to us. Like, dude, this was supposed to be so much darker and grittier, and they just kind of maybe pulled some of those punches back, maybe to appease, a greater audience or something. But
and the backstory on that was when we were filming that scene, one of the I don't know what they call them, assistants, was saying that when he breaks his neck, she has to choose winning the game or helping people. And I guess that's just a direction they didn't need to go to fill in that backstory.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because they left kind of the compassion part for her mom, Taloa, kind of in that series. So I can see that. Yeah. Man, I still want to see some heads crack, man.
Yeah.
I'm a big Marvel fan. I love Daredevil. I love that, just that veracity and just hearing those bones crunch.
Well, that's what I liked about this, just as a Marvel production. A lot of the fighting was, fist to face fighting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you heard it. So her snapping that neck and being that basically that heel turn for her. So thank you so much, Dewayne. Absolutely awesome, man. We appreciate you joining us. And do we look forward to seeing you in some future projects?
All right. Hope so.